Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to All Things Faith with me, Tisha Wahashilwani, and I'm so excited to come back on the second video. But I do really apologize for taking so long. I know it's been long overdue, and I really do apologize for that. This thing, guys, it's a bit challenging, as I'm trying to find my feet and trying to navigate what's working best for me. But I apologize, and just me as I'm trying to, take things a bit easy, one step at a time. But yeah, so yeah, guys, I've always wanted to share about my testimony, because every time when I see how the Lord has been with me, and I just can't keep quiet. Ngizothula kanjani, ngithule kanjani, ngeke. So, and I just thought, no man, I need to share about my testimony, my story, my life, and not to share. I don't want to share because I want to brag about my life. I'm just sharing because I want to inspire a lot of young people who feel dejected, just to share my story to those who feel like their life has been stagnant. And I just want to share to inspire, to encourage everyone out there that if God was able to do it for me, so what more about you, So yeah, let's get started. I'm so nervous. Please find a seat, sit down, relax, go grab your coffee, go grab your drink, and come back.
3, 2, 1. Let's go.
Okay, so it all started in 2023 when I graduated from the Northwest University, and I was doing pastoral psychology, which is a story for another day. So April, I graduated, and then I think in April, May, that's when life started to kick in, like real life, because life in varsity and in high school, it's just so easy. It's nice, but life outside of that becomes very challenging because you're on your own. Things are just so challenging. So fine, in May, tried to apply again to universities. I remember applying to 6 or 7 universities, and my options for applying to these universities were honors in psychology, secondly being honors in theology, and the last being PGCE to each and every university that I have applied. And I just made them in order and the other way around. But the first option was always honors in psychology. So number 2 and 3 would change. Either I want to do honors in theology or make number 2 as PGCE. Then fine, that was like 2023, May, April, start applying and all that. And luckily when I was still at home, I just got into this non-PC, non-profit company that I became part of, and I was mentoring the boys. And it was a very interesting, very refreshing experience to be part of that NPC, because most of the time you would go to camps, mentoring, the kids, sharing about the Word of God, and going to the hikes, going to the cliffs, jumping off the cliffs. It was just so exciting and very fun. And I feel like at that time, my life was I was very content, and I was very happy. I didn't care whether I was getting paid or not, because at the time I wasn't. And as time goes on, you start to think of, no man, I want to get paid, I want to live a life, well, outside of that, I felt like my life was stagnant. I felt like things are not going the way I want to, I can't even afford the most basic things, because I was not getting paid. But I was fulfilled, spiritually I was very nourished. But outside of that, it was the other way around. So the only compensation that they would do for me would be the transport to go there, to the camps, the accommodation, and the food. That was like the compensation that they had. And then while I was still into that NPC, and then I got another one as the same thing, femto, mentor. And we were doing the very same thing of just, encouraging the kids, mentoring the kids in every area of their lives, And luckily then I just got, I was getting paid. And it was a good, for me at that time, just like an okay pay, but it wasn't that enough for someone who has studied, who has a qualification. Sorry. So yeah, and then I started working there. So I would go to that place 4 times a month, which was like quite okay because I'm getting, net about 2.5, 2.4 at that time. So I'm like, okay, I'm just getting 2.4 for just working 4 days or 4 times actually a month. So it was okay. Fine. Would go to camps. I just love camps. I love nature. I love hiking. So it was the best, season of my life. That was the best season of my life. And I was just enjoying throughout. I was enjoying the fact that I'm sharing about God. I'm talking about God, and everything, it's just centered around God, and whatever that I do is just glorifying God. Go to the camps, go to the hiking and all of those things. They were just like so exciting for me. Then obviously, okay, that is 2023. In October, I got a message, like an SMS from UCT that, hey, you got accepted to study at UCT for postgrad certificate in education for 2024. Congratulations. I'm just like, okay, I'm happy, but I'm just not really happy because it felt far-fetched, too good to be true, because I'm just asking myself, why is it this university sending me this SMS, congratulations and whatever, but what about these other universities, man? We're NW, what's happening? Why not sending me messages? So I had to inquire about my application status to each and every university that I applied. I remember I applied at UOFS, UWC, where I come from, NW, UP, Wits, and UCT being the last option out of the universities that I applied to. Then I now inquired to each and every university now. And the response were, no, you are in the waiting list. Others told me that I don't qualify for all of these options that I applied for. And I just got discouraged. But at the same time, just like, how is it this university that is regarded as one of the best in Africa accepted me? How come? I just couldn't understand. Like, make me understand, I just came from NW. Why don't you accept me? But anyway, it's fine. And I just had to live with it, with the fact that I got rejected. And I just made that as my identity, and I struggled a lot, with rejection. So come January now, okay, we're done with October, November, December 2023. Now it's 2024. Last year at this time, it was the darkest season of my life. Woo! Bad. Wow. So last year at this time, things were so dark. It was just the dry season. But at the same time, I just felt it was a season of me being pruned, and being prepared for what's coming, And I remember waking up every day to do the same thing over and over, and you are at Kasi, the mentality there, and you just don't want to be in the circle of people who don't see the future, who are just here, you know. So I had to wake up, do the chores, go to the shop, come back. There's no, I had no vision, I had no mission, I had no plan, I had nothing. And I was just sitting there. I'm like, oh my word, I have this qualification. Actually, I have these two qualifications. I have one degree, qualification. But why am I not, why am I not working, Can I have qualifications are paid? But then I sat down, and I challenged God, like, you cannot allow me to be where I'm at. I feel stagnant and I need you to move in my life. I was crying at that time. I was so like, I'm a crybaby, but at that time, I'm sure my tears will make a whole baguette. But I was so hurt, And come February, just doing this whole routine of waking up in the morning, doing the chores, go to the tuck shop, coming back, and you just have no plan. You write these things, but they just don't execute, and you try to be positive about it, but nothing is coming. So come February. So February, first week, second week. So at church, at the time I was a leader, a youth leader, and I remember normally every year during that month, we would have international visitor come into our church, and the whole church will now do the outreach thing. So at the time, I just didn't feel like going to church. And this one time, we had an online prayer, so with this youth. And I just didn't want to be part of it at that time. But at that night, something was just evoking me to, go pray, girl. And I just tuned in. So we were praying on WhatsApp. So I just tuned in and I hear people sharing the word. And I just got, just a bit of light of encouragement. And towards the end, I remember someone asking, guys, do you guys have testimonies? Do you guys have prayer requests? Anyone? Kept quiet. Oh, something in me like, woo, kuluma, teta, speak about this. Talk about your testimony. I mean, you getting accepted, it's a huge thing, Talk about your prayer request that you need help. And I'm just like, oh man. Part of me is like, no. Part of me is like, hey, do that. So, and then I just, unmuted, took the courage to share about this message that I got from the UCT. Hey, yeah, guys, I got accepted at UCT, which is a testimony. It's a big thing. However, my prayer request is that I get funding, because I cannot go to a university without funding. I mean, that is very far, And they're like, I will pray for you, don't worry. And then we started praying. Then later, I think it was on Thursday, Friday, then Saturday, we had the outreach at church. And I was like, I'm not going to go there. I'm so tired to go there. Woo, Tesha. So come Saturday. So Saturday is the day of outreach. We have internationals, people are going there. I was not even part of them, because I just told myself I'm not going to go there, especially in the state I'm in, Then my best friend's friend, was telling my best friend, Ray, girl, I heard your friend was talking about this and this and this. I actually have a friend who is doing the same course that Tertia has been accepted in, and she doesn't have funding. This is what's happening. So I would like to link her to that girl. So now they're having a conversation. It's Saturday in the morning. I think maybe they were at the outreach or whatsoever. So now in the morning, actually, I think it was around 12 to 1, but yeah, I can't remember. Then I'm getting a call from my best friend. Hey, my friend wants to see you, like urgently. Please come to church. I'm just like, oh my word, I'm not feeling like coming to church. No, don't worry, the outreach is done. We're just outside, we're just chilling. I'm like, okay, fine, I'm on my way. I never even bothered to ask what is it about, but I just went, But luckily I bathed, just changed, then I went to church. When I got there, I spoke to my best friend's friend. I'm like, okay, girl, I heard my best friend was telling me that you wanted to see me. And she was like, yeah, and I wanted to see you because my friend is doing the very same thing that you applied to and you got accepted to. And what happened? And I heard you were talking about this on Thursday night in our prayer session. So I thought maybe I think it will be best if I link you to this friend of mine so that you guys can have a conversation on how you can get there and all of that. Then fine, I spoke to her friend now who's doing the very same course that I'm doing. Hi girl, how are you? Good, good, good. Okay, I got accepted. This is what is happening, but I don't have funding. Da, da, da. And the girl was like, oh, just come try out if maybe they would have maybe accommodation for your funding, but I'm here and I don't have that. So, well, girl, we're just studying. And I'm like, oh, it's been this is gag. But luckily with her, she was studying before, at UCT. Okay, so by that week of prayer session, so they had an orientation on a Monday and Tuesday. I think maybe that lecture saw that this person is not here because I remember when I arrived there, they had pictures and I was the only one who didn't have pictures. So now she emailed me to say, hey girl, this is the orientation week. We're not seeing you. What's happening? Please let us know if you're still coming or not. We're just going to give you grace until next week, which is the following week in Feb. If you're not coming, we're going to block you from the school's, what is that, blackboard or the website that they normally use to access the materials and stuff. Sorry. And right there, this is before Thursday. This is before the prayer. Yeah? Then I'm replying to her like, hi lecturer, hi ma'am. I am definitely gonna be there on Tuesday. I just don't know why did I just choose to be there on Tuesday, or I choose to write that I'll be there on Tuesday specifically, but I wrote there the email. Hi ma'am, I understand I don't have money for now, but definitely I'm gonna be there on Tuesday, next week Tuesday. And then she's like, okay, cool, fine. Please do make sure that you are there. Cool, fine. Then Thursday the prayer happened, and then Saturday I spoke to the friend. So now I'm talking to the girl that I was linked to now. I'm like, hey girl, I'm coming. I'll see how I'm gonna navigate through this. Yeah. So fine. This is Saturday. Sunday I'm going to church because I was very like hands on at church and was helping out, and yeah, I was just all over, man. And that really helped me a lot because I went to a few members at church to help me out, to say, guys, this is what I need. This is what is happening and I need your help. And I see people, help me. They were so excited to help me. But it was just few people. And I started to talk to my cousin, started to talk to my sister, and the NPC thing gave us the portion of money, and then I saved it and I took from my savings. I remember when I combined the whole amount, I think it accumulated to 3,600, if I'm not mistaken, but it was 3,000. This Sunday, then I'm now on my website checking for flights, went straight to Fly Safari, and luckily when I booked a flight on the following day, which was Monday, it was 910. Luckily I didn't have a huge luggage. It was just like 2 backpacks. Lord, I right away bought a ticket. But part of me is like, girl, you've got 3,000 and you're going to Cape Town. How are you going to survive with 3,000 and you don't have a place to stay? What are you doing, girl? But part of me was so encouraged to go there. Like I had this belief that I'm going there and I'm not gonna come back. Then I booked a flight. First time booking a flight or taking a flight to Cape Town. It was first time for everything. So I'm telling my sister now, it's in the evening, Sunday evening. I'm like, hey girl, I booked a flight. I'm leaving tomorrow. That's it. My sister was so shocked. Hey, what? What? Yeah? Okay. What are you saying, girl? I was like, yeah, I booked a flight. I'm leaving tomorrow, Monday. My sister could not believe me. She did not believe me. Come Monday, the following day, I'm like, yo, reality. This is happening. Oh my word. And that's when my sister believed, this one is very ambitious. Hey, yo, very risky at the same time. I'm full of faith. But yeah, and then we prayed. And I remember my flight was at 10. I left home at 6. Yeah, I was like, I don't want to make any mistake. Fine, took a taxi to Plaza to Johannesburg to Captain Park. Then I got to airport. When I got to airport, I think it was around 8:30 to 9. Luckily, I was on time. I didn't have to check in because I didn't have the luggage, so I had my bags. And then fine, I was on the queue. I'm like, oh my word, this is happening. And then I got into the flight. We landed in Cape Town. I was like, oh my word. The minute I heard, ladies and gentlemen, you have arrived at Cape Town. Thank you. I'm like, oh, this is happening. Oh my word, I can't believe. Fine, ka fitla airport, Cape Town. I Ubered to UCT. This is on Monday. Fine, I Ubered to UCT. When I got there, I met the girl. Hi girl, okay, what are you wearing? I'm just da-da-da-da. We met at the reception. From the reception, we went to this other reception called Masingene. And when we got there, I found this lady. She was so rude. And she gave me a bad picture about the UCT already. I'm like, oh, people at UCT are very rude, the staff members are very rude. Just because I had an encounter later. So this lady, I'm telling her, hi ma'am, I just arrived from Gauteng and yeah, I applied for this course and I got accepted, but I don't have a race. She was like, okay, let me just double check if you really got accepted. Go, let me just check on the system if you're there or not. Don't want to make any mistake. I'm like, okay, fine, take your time, Then she's busy. So she could see, okay, I'm on the system, really, I got accepted. And she's like, okay, girl, asinayo indawo yokuhlala. Hey, like, because ndizoyenza njani intokos. And then she's like, oh, we don't have accommodations, we can't accommodate you. I'm like, what do you mean you can't accommodate me? In my head, I'm like, how can a whole top university accept a number of students that they cannot even accommodate? I went mad, but it's fine. I was like, okay, fine. Is there any way, any space, any room that you can just give me? She was like, no, there's nothing. Yo, this lady was so rude, guys. She was so rude. Like, she didn't care. Fine. And then this lady, the girl that I was with, because she could see, you know what, I'm so defeated. Then she was like, you know what, girl? Let's go to my room, relax. Bear is bag a pansy, and then let's just relax and go grab something to eat and come back. Don't worry, everything's gonna be fine. No, the way how she assured me, I just even couldn't believe, is this gonna be okay? I just didn't believe. I just felt, you know what, tomorrow I'm going home. There's no way I'm gonna be here. I'm going back home. Fine, we went to grab some drinks, came back. Her room, it's just a single bed. Can't even accommodate 2 people. I had to sleep on the floor. Then ngabeka izingubo phansi and I slept. My body was so painful the whole night, but I was just like, let me just wing it. And then fine, the following day, this is Tuesday. I'm getting an email. Hi Tosha, you said it's gonna be here on Tuesday. I'm like, ma'am, I'm here in Cape Town. You see me. It's in the morning. Finally, I remember I had this guys, this, it's very good to have, it's important and very good to have agents. My word. I wrote everything in this journal. When I read it, it's like in awe of what God has been doing in my life. Every time I read, I'm like, everything's in here. So I was just like, okay. And then the lecturer, get into the lecture room, and she welcomed me with my fellow students there. And yeah, I just felt like, okay, I'm now about to study. I'm now a student. Fine. And then after that, I still don't have a room. I still don't have an accommodation. Fine. After the lecture, something in me, I was like, hey girl, go to the SRC. There's SRC here, remember? I'm like, oh, SRC. Then I went to the SRC in upper campus. When I got there, see this beautiful students, leaders, from the EFF. Then I got there, I'm like, hi, I would like to see the residence officer. Residence officer, the office is there. Okay, fine, I got there. I see this gentleman. I'm like, hi, how are you? Good, oh, you're good. I don't have, so now I'm lying to you. I'm like, okay, I just arrived now from Gauteng, and I went to the reception and they told me there's no accommodation. Is there any way that you can make a plan for me to just lie down somewhere? And she's like, oh, unfortunately, that is so true. We don't have accommodation. Got defeated. And I was like, you know what? Okay, it's fine. I'll sit here. It's fine, I'll sit. So they thought I was joking, Just kidding. The girl was not. I sat there for like an hour or so. And they said, to you, this girl it's real now. She's gonna be with us the whole day in this office. I saw it. And then they're just trying to get rid of me in that office. And then one of them came to me, was like, okay, we actually have a room down there by Glenley, something by Philip Kosana Road. Just go there, ask the shuttle drivers to help you get there. I'm like, okay. Then I'm on my way getting there. When I'm there, I can't know they're renovating. Guys, that time it's 5:30. The winds. I'm like, in this gale weather, what am I gonna do, guys? So I got there, and then it's renovation. Fine. I'm getting to the next door. I see there's still another accommodation for UCG. Now I knocked at the door because I could see this is the like house parent office, or I don't know, but I saw the office, so I was assuming maybe it's a house parent. And I got there, found a white lady, very rude. Second person again, very rude. When I got there, she was like, "What are you doing here?" I'm like, oh, "They just sent me to come here." Yeah, you're not supposed to be here with me. And I just let her to finish, and I just told her, you know what? Can you please call this guy, because he's the one who sent. Luckily, I took the guy's numbers from the residence officer. I took his number so that anything can happen. I'm just gonna call him. So luckily, then the lady called the guy, and then they're having conversation. You can hear this. There's like a huge misunderstanding there. And I'm just okay, guys. I hear you guys having a misunderstanding among or between the two of you. Where am I gonna sleep? It's 5:30 now. Where am I going to sleep? And see, Guti, now I'm becoming frustrated. And then the guy over the phone was like, okay, we're gonna send someone who's gonna fetch you. He's our residence. What? I can't remember, but there was this lot of terms there. And then that guy will take you to the residence. Fine. Indeed, the guy came, and then they took me. East Bend. isibindi zokuthi ngithathwe by a guy that I don't even know. And he took me, and then they brought me to this place. Very nice accommodation, student accommodation. I think it's a private one. It's called, oh, what is it called, guys? I can't remember, but it's in CBD. Oh, residence. Hey, I can't remember the residence something. So when I got there, I cried. I was praying and giving God thanks. That time, my sister doesn't know that I don't have a resi. She just knows, she landed. She's fine. And yeah, I just prayed and I thank God that I have a roof on top of my head. Okay, it's Rise. I'm remembering it now. It's Rise. So that student accommodation is called Rise. So I was just praying. After praying, I bought a few takeaways. I'm left with 2008 somewhere there. I'm like, yo, it's about to get down. Hey, I don't have enough money, and here am I spending to buy takeaways. What am I gonna do in the next few days? So where I was, the university and this private accommodation had a lease agreement that all UCT students by month end of Feb they have to vacate the room, and that time was the last week of Feb, like few days towards month end. I didn't know that. I was not even aware of that. I'm in class. I can't even concentrate. I'm just minding my own business. And nobody cares. Like, literally, nobody cares. And out of nowhere, got my phone and I went to my emails and I see, hey, there's a new email. This email says that I got a permanent residence in my domain. If you know my domain, guys, my domain is one of the best accommodation or residence of UCT in the cities. Like, my domain is one of the best accommodations, like the best, top tier. So now I didn't know that, and yet seen this message. Okay, my domain. Started to check my domain on the web. I'm like, hey, bo, this is the 5th time or so. And fine. Later that day, I asked the residence officer to help me, and then the very same guy who took me then helped me with moving my stuff. And I got to my domain. I was sharing at the time. Did I not cry again? Yeah, I was crying and I was just giving thanks to the Lord that finally I got something. Finally, I got something to just, lie down, and I have a beautiful room, and I was just so happy. I even skipped a class because I was just enjoying and just trying to rest my body, because I've been going up and down, been stressing. I just need to rest. So I skipped a class for that day, and the following day I went to school. I'm in campus. Then another stress. Food allowance. Money's gone. Because I've been buying takeaways, I've been buying few things that I needed. I didn't have a pillow, I didn't have nothing, so I had to buy those things. Girl doesn't have any cent. I'm afraid to ask my family members. I'm afraid to ask anyone. I'm on my own. Then I went to school, I went to campus, and then I heard the girls were chatting about food program, what. I'm like, hey, you know what? I'm just gonna be brave to ask these people. And I was like, oh guys, where'd you get that? Like, I was not even shy to even ask for help. I was like, where did you guys get the parcels? Food parcel, where do you guys get them? No, we get them at upper campus. I'm like, okay, fine. I went to upper campus. It's a walking distance, and with stairs, ne? Got there. When I got there, registered. Luckily, the same day I got, no, not the same day, the same week I got my food. But it's just gonna last for like 2 weeks because they were just small things. But I was just grateful that, I had something to eat. Guys, life was so hectic. Very hectic. You're on your own. You don't have friends. You don't have family. You have nothing. No church to attend. Nothing. It was just so hectic. But it was just the grace of God. Fine. Fast forward. Now we in October. Yeah, asking my sister, family to help me there and there. I was failing like nobody's business. My lecturer was even asking, is there something wrong with you? Do you need help? Can we help you or something? Because I was feeling like I've never been to a university before. So my lecturer was very I love that lady and I thank God that lady, honestly. She was very concerned about students' well-being. Whenever a student is absent for 2 days, she will call or WhatsApp or girl, I didn't see you today. Are you fine? Are you okay? So she was like that. And there was a point in my life where things were so horrible. I didn't even go to campus for like 2, 3 days. And she WhatsApped me. And I opened up, about that season. And she was there for me. Like she was like a mother. But yeah, she was very like very, very, very warm. Then fine. And then later on, I went back to my room, started to, because she gave me things um to catch up on, and I did catch up. And then I passed like nobody's business. Then in October, okay, August, I'm getting an email. I'm on my practicals now. Struggling like nobody's business practicals. You have to act like a professional now. But the clothes are not clothing, Korean. You are just a girl in gym. Fine. And then I just got an email while I was on my practicals. So, hey, girl, there's an external bursary that wants to fund you, but we would just want your permission before we give out the credentials. And I was like, okay, yes, you may. And then they did it. I think a few days after that, the lady who was responsible for the bursary, I think she was, yeah, into the bursary thing. A few days after I got that email, then the bursary called me. Hey girl, please send us your details, and I sent out my details. Month end of August, I got first time in my life, never. I shouted, I because it was my first time, but I had to make sure that I put myself first. I gave out to people who really helped me, and I put myself first. I bought myself clothes, shoes. I took myself out. That's when I experienced the beauty of Cape Town, went out and all of those things. And part of it I saved it because I knew that by end of this year my contract is going to end and I need to find a place before, because I don't want to go home anymore. Then fine, August, September, then October, I was okay. During September and October, I was looking for a part-time job now. And luckily, by November, on the 28th of November, I got a part-time job. By the time my contract ended at RACE, because normally they would end on the 30th of November, and I just found a place. Actually, I didn't find a place. I was struggling to find a place, like an affordable place. Then I called one of my friends, and she was like, "Hey, girl, come this side." And I went to live with her. It's in Kasi, so obviously I'm a bit familiar with Kasi, but most of Kasi's here in Cape Town or Western Cape, they're quite dangerous. So I had to act like, hey, I'm also part of the Kasi gang, I'm also a Kasi girl. I had to give up that face, but still, it didn't show. When you're not one of us. So it was challenging, most of the time, because I'm sharing with this girl and she's accommodating me in the same room, same bed, and it's just filled with a lot of things, a lot of stuff. And sometimes I feel like, oh my word, I'm just in her space, and I can see that she needs her space as well. So I kept looking for a place until God provided me with something. And I went there, and it was affordable, a very nice place in town, gated one. Very nice. I just loved it. And I was like, I want it the same day. I paid the deposit and I moved the same day. And from there, I never looked back. I was like, I'm not going home anytime soon. Then I was still part of my, I was still working as a part-time to that job that I got, and I became permanent last year. Yeah, I almost said this year, this 2025, 2026. So I got permanent 2025 last year in March, April, somewhere there. And obviously April was my graduation as a UCT graduate. So I had to save up, obviously, and I was getting in like a good pay at the time. And the best thing was to afford yourself, the things that you wanted. You wanted this particular dress, you were able to afford it. You wanted this particular heels, you did. Hair, you did it. Like everything was all me. And I'm just so proud of that. And that was the beginning of my chapter. And I just thank God, and when I reflect back, I look how faithful God was, throughout my journey. And yeah. Whew, yeah, I've never in my life had such a faith that moved God. I think 2024, my faith moved to God, and he couldn't just resist to say, hey, you know what? So yeah, it just moved him that he would keep on providing for me. He has been such a good God, and I'm grateful for that. Grateful for that journey. Grateful for his provision. Grateful for his faithfulness, his love, and him connecting me to the right people. I'm enjoying my life. I'm not perfect. Everything's not perfect, but I'm starting to be content with where I'm at with myself. I'm starting to be content with the things that I have, because not everybody would have the things that I have, or have the things that I have. Not everybody is where I'm at, and it's just the favor, and that's where you have to look, Thank you, Lord. So yeah, that's it. That's it. I hope you are inspired by my story, even though I didn't share much in detail. And I hope that little faith in you that God wants, it's now being activated. And I just pray that the Lord open doors. I just pray that God bless you, and whatever that your heart desires, come to life. And I know that God is going to do it. If He did it for me, He can do it for you. Whatever that you trust the Lord for, He will definitely come through for you. He just looks at your heart. Just pray for your heart that, be in the right place. Yeah, just pray for your heart to be in the right place. And the Lord will be moved by your faith, will be moved by your work. And yeah, guys, please do comment there your testimony, anything. Like and turn on that notification bell whenever I upload a new video. So yeah, Happy New Year, and have a prosperous Yeah. Bye.